sentimentality. And he was going to do something very extraordinary. And he said, tell you what, he said, I'll pay you just $2,000 to do the whole thing. He said, but there's no residuals because it's never, ever going to be played on the radio. And I said, what? He says, no. He says, and there'll be some language things in it where they wouldn't play it anyway. He says, but what I'm going to do is, on my vacation in my station wagon, I'm going to 12 cities. I'm going to put 12 trailer, 12 stereos. In those days, that was a big deal when stereos first came out. Because we're talking the 50s, 1950s. And so he says, I'm going to drive to Chicago and San Francisco and Detroit and New York, and I'm taking these stereos, and I'm going to go to and in every city, and even now it's that way, like Nate and Al's in Beverly Hills, there's always a Jewish delicatessen restaurant. In every city you go to, there's one big Jewish place. So he said, and I'm going to give them the stereo free, 10 racks with Herring Gives Me Heartburn, name of it, just for Jews. And he says, but I got to put one sentimental song on. He says, as you know, our people, they want sentimentality besides, and he says, it won't have any effect on anything. He says, because I think Herring Gives Me Heartburn alone will do it. And so that's a matzo ball, and who stole Pearl Schwartz from me. I mean, these are all the funny things that were on it. So, but what happened was odd. He sold so many because of Bubula. When he put Bubula on, the only sentimental thing on there, for some reason, he said the owners of the store would tell her, because he had to keep mailing more records. But he paid me $2,000. This is 1957. It never played on the air because that wasn't it. It was just for people to buy Jewish. He, in 1 year, made $1 million.
You sure?
$1 million. No. And then, hey, he's Jewish. So anyway, I mean, but that was incredible, and all because of Bubula. In other words, and he said the owners would say people they love it. Some people would buy it, and it was like an ongoing thing. It's just there for you to buy. One of the Jews would say, "You got to get this record down to Denny's. Go to Denny's. It's a funny record." That's what we were expecting. Instead, it was, you can't not buy it. You must have Bubula. Because Bubula, and when you hear the story, it's a story. And now, he said to me, he said, Jackie, I want you to know another thing. I want you to sing it about one key higher than you normally do. I want it to be up in that register so that in parts of it, you almost have to talk it. He's a very bright guy, and he knew music. And he says, because in that register, it'll be painful. And he says, that's what I want them to feel, your pain, when you tell the story. He's a brilliant guy to make it. And all he put out maybe $10,000 to make $1,057,000. You know what $1,057,000 was? That was like $5 million. Money wise. And but the wild thing is, and even when I was so surprised because I just sang it with piano and harpsichord and things like that, and then when I heard it, I get a chorus behind me, and all these things that I never heard, because when I just did it, piano, bass, and drums, but he added everything. And when I play it for you, this will knock you out.
I'm excited.